Are you in the market to buy or sell a house here in the Kenosha area, and you've noticed that the market is changing just a little bit, and you're wondering as to what's going on? Well, we're going to talk about that today in the July market report in this video. So stay tuned and let's figure out what's going on in the Kenosha area market. So first, let's look at Kenosha County as a whole and see what the county is doing as a whole. Aalia, what's the prices doing in Kenosha County?
So we're going to look at the median price from last year, and it's looking like it actually increased from last year. Despite the whole economic issues that we've been having and dealing with this in our country, it is a strong demand for our houses.
Median price is up to $339,000. That's a lot of money for our area. When you look at prices all over the country, we're still the lowest price. The Midwest is still the lowest priced compared to the rest of the country. But for our area, prices have gone up. When you look at new listings have seen an increase in the county year over year of 18.3%. So if you're a buyer out there looking for more choices, there's definitely more choices for you out there.
When we talk about new listings, we're going to talk about the days on market, meaning that how long is your house sitting on the market with no buyers or no offers. And it looks like it's down 24% from last year. Properties are moving faster still. Inventory has increased significantly. We're seeing single family homes up by 15.7%. And townhomes and condos, surprisingly, in my opinion, are up remarkably at 69.7%, creating more options for buyers. But that doesn't mean that they're all closing. However, the closed sales of the market, we're looking at it's down 13.9% compared to the 2024 market, which it kind of indicates the cooling from last year's frenzied pace. So
what's that tell us? It tells us that buyers are kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. There's still plenty of demand out there, plenty of buyers snatching up those houses. It's just that they're not buying them as quickly as they did last year. They're looking for more choices. They're looking for interest rates to start coming down. They're looking for that more perfect house. They're taking a little bit more time to buy that house. So let's look at the city of Kenosha versus the county and see how it compares. So the median price in the city of Kenosha is at $277,500. Compare that to the county of $339. The city is a little bit cheaper than the county as a whole.
The price increase is about 8.8% versus the county, which is a 13% increase. New listings, we're looking a little lower in the city by 12.1%, even though it is up from last year. Compared to counties, it is up 18.3%. So the city is still kind of slowly getting to where the county is, but it still has a ways to go.
Of course, the city is a lot smaller than the county as a whole, so that probably explains it. But closed sales, that tells us a really big picture about what is in store for our housing market here in the future. Closed sales are down a whopping 25% here in the city of Kenosha and 13.9% as a whole in the county. So as you can see, it is slowing down our housing market here in the Kenosha area.
The days on markets for the city, an average property in the city is about 20, and not far behind is the county with the 19 days on the market. So we're seeing city properties seeing more significant declines, but slightly more moderate price growth on properties than the county.
Right. So let's look at year-to-date market trends. So in the county, median price is up almost 5%. However, closed sales are down almost 7%. And in the city, median price is up almost 4%, while closed sales are down almost 9%. So what's that tell us about the market here in the city and county, Aalia?
So it's showing that the buyers are still willing to purchase or put in offers on homes obviously dependent on the price value of the property, but they are not being rushed into closing the deal as fast as they did before. We're also seeing the buyers are weighing and asking for more concession from the sellers, asking for more through the property and through the offers. And if they don't, they are easily removing themselves from the transaction. Thereby, the closed sales we're seeing that reflective in the amount.
We're seeing that with our own buyers too. We're seeing our buyers asking for more closing cost concessions from sellers, and sellers are actually providing that now. We're seeing buyers asking for under asking price when they're putting their offers in, and sellers are actually taking those offers that are under asking price. When we're looking at the hot sheets every day, we're seeing more and more closed sales that are either at asking price or even under asking price, instead of so many houses that we're closing over asking price in the recent months or the recent years. So we're definitely seeing the cooling off. It's just that the numbers that we have here are from the MLS, so they're a little bit of a lagging indicator.
What does this mean for Kenosha sellers? Meaning that it's strong returns. The homes are still selling, especially approximately 100% on list price when priced correctly. So listen to your agent for the current market conditions. Quick timelines. Well, if your property is well priced and your homes are prepared to be shown in a proper way, it can actually move within 19 to 20 days on the market. Condos with townhomes and condos inventory up by almost 70% in the county. Strategic marketing and proper pricing is essential, which rely on your realtor to
help you price your condo and townhouse appropriately. Give us a call. We're happy to do a CMA for you, or grab one of our relocation guides or buyer guides down below. That'll help you price your condo or townhouse properly.
What does this mean for Kenosha buyers, Chad?
So what this means for Kenosha buyers is that there's more options available. So as we just went over with the numbers, there are more houses on the market with fewer closings. So you have more choices out there. You don't have to rush in necessarily for the houses that you like. You don't have to necessarily put your offer in right away. Although if it's a house that you really like, you may have to make a snap decision, right away. You may not be able to sleep on it. Like that one box says there, quick decisions are still needed because houses are definitely still moving fast, but you do still have a few more choices out there. And
waiting can actually mean that you're going to be paying 4 to 5% more for the same property next year if the current trends hold. Meaning that if you do not wait or put in that offer for that property right away, and if it's the same type of property will happen next year, you're going to probably pay a little bit more.
Because houses continue to appreciate, and we haven't seen houses go down in price since 2008. So market price dynamics by neighborhood. So what are the neighborhoods looking like in the Kenosha area? So if you look at this chart here, downtown, the prices are right around that $300,000 mark. The lakefront area, so if you have a house near the lake, Lake Michigan is what they're talking about here. Houses are near that $450,000 mark. The Summers area, people really love Summers, I know. They're right between that, I would say like 350-ish range. Then Pleasant Prairie, I think this is honestly probably a little bit low for Pleasant Prairie. But Pleasant Prairie is probably between 350 and like
425.
Yeah, 420, maybe even 650. There's some pretty expensive houses in Pleasant Prairie.
Because depending where you're at.
Yeah. Then the west side, I would consider more like interstate, maybe even west of the interstate, so county area. This is probably like 200,000, 250 range. Since the chart doesn't have a lot of numbers on there, but so big picture and market takeaway. Aalia?
So what is actually happening is we're still seeing the prices go up for properties despite the whole economic situation of our country. We are seeing as well the transactions or the properties Volume is still slowing down compared to the last year's levels. Days on markets is remaining historically low, meaning that it's staying on that market longer. And the inventory is improving, but still like lower than what we were seeing 5 years, 6 years ago.
We're definitely still in a seller's market because we don't have enough inventory for all the buyers that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
But that will change relatively soon. I would say within the next year and a half, 2 years, we should be back in a neutral-ish market, maybe even sooner. Who knows?
So the market is becoming more balanced than what we saw 4 years ago, 2 to 4 years ago,
even earlier this year.
So, and it's still competitive. So, depending on the property or how desirable the location is, we're still seeing the competition of multiple offers being written and stuff. But the thing is, with your realtor, make sure you have a strategic approach when you do have an offer to put in, and also for sellers, make sure you do work with your real estate agent closely.
That's us, by the way.
And the local market it's becoming more resilient than the national averages. So keep in mind that as well. So
get your local real estate news from us and not from the national news media, because real estate is local, not national. So the Kenosha market forecast for the next 6 months. So price trajectory. We continue to see houses increase in value, and we don't expect that to stop anytime soon. There's still plenty of buyers out there, plenty of people that want to sell. We expect to see houses continue to increase in value for the foreseeable future. So if you're a seller that's thinking about selling in the next 6 months or even a year, your house should continue to appreciate in value without any problems at all. Seasonal patterns. We are in August right now, so we should still see a pretty strong seller's market to about the middle of September. Then it'll slow down a little bit, and then it'll pick up again until middle of November.
And then it's going to slow down during the winter months, and then it starts to pick up during the springtime around April to end of summer, actually. So the current inventory growth is likely to continue, but at a slower pace, so that the properties are not going to be popping up on the market as fast as we will like. However, it's still a seller's market because of the lack of inventory availability.
But all signs are pointing that it'll definitely head towards a more neutral market sooner rather than later. So if you're expecting it to stay a seller's market, it probably won't stay a seller's market for too much longer. So if you guys have any questions about buying, selling, relocating, or investing here in the Kenosha area, give us a call or shoot us a text at 262-331-1621, or grab one of our free guides on here in the description of the video. We're happy to help anytime that you need us. Hope they have a fantastic rest of the day. We can't wait to see you in the next video.
It's
New listings have seen an increase.
Christ.